everything to do with mineral absorption. I'll say that again. Your adrenal glands have everything to do with mineral absorption. So right now, if bright light bothers your eyes, if you get dizzy from a sit to a stand position, if you eat French fries and trans fat or partially hydrogenated oils, and you have stress in your life, you have a greater chance to go bald. Now I can tell you, women with thinning hair, it's usually because of a low thyroid. Let me talk to you about what red hair shows. Now I am not, and this is nothing against anybody that's watching this or listening to me here in this room, but people who have red hair are usually copper toxic. Red hair, copper toxic. When you're copper toxic, you'll go to bed. I'm getting some funny looks here. When you're copper toxic and you're laying in bed, your body's physically exhausted, but your mind's going a million miles an hour. It's kind of like the copper top battery. You're always going and going and going and going. Now, people who have high copper, they'll have high estrogen. When you have high estrogen, you have a plugged up liver gallbladder. So it's usually fair females, 40, and the F word, fat. If you're a fat, fair female and 40, and you have freckles, you have a greater chance to get your gallbladder out. Now I did a consultation with a woman this morning, and she wants to get her gallbladder out because they told her her gallbladder is dead. And I tried to just very gently and kindly and diplomatically say to her, once they take your gallbladder out, you will be dead. So I said, you need to do whatever you can. Well, she had freckles, and she had fair skin, and she has rheumatoid arthritis, and she's overweight. She had everything. The 4 F's, fat, fair, female, and 40. And I'm not saying to be derogatory. This is very, very serious. Red hair, freckles have major, major challenges. What about ridges in your nails? A lot of people say, well, Dr. Bob, I got these ridges in my nails. What's causing that? Ridges in the nails, usually minerals, could be an adrenal gland. Now, I don't have this in the notes, but if you have spoons in your nails, sometimes that could be adrenal gland. Sometimes anemia can show up in your nails. Sometimes anemia. And let me share this one little nugget that just came to me. You should only have moons in all of your nails, but not in your little finger. You shouldn't have a moon in your little finger. If you do, that means you could have cardiac stress because your body's just starving. You have big thumbs, like sometimes I see people with big thumbs here, like, you know, every finger. Sometimes it's poor oxygenation. You want your skin and your nails should be nice and pink on the end. I already mentioned the white hair. White and gray hair comes from a low thyroid gland, generally. Minerals are leaving the body. Skin eruptions. Most people who have skin eruptions don't drink enough water. They drink too much soda pop. And it really frustrates me today because I see so many people drinking pop and they have kidney stones. And they think that these kidney stones just mysteriously show up inside of the body. Hello, pop. Soda pop is very toxic. And it will cause kidney distress. And side note, by the way, aspirin will affect the liver and Tylenol affects the kidneys. And kidney disease is very, very common today. Now here's a term that some of you maybe never heard of before. It's called alopecia. Alopecia is hair loss in clumps. There's a condition called alopecia areata. A-R-E-A-T-A. Alopecia areata. Now there's alopecia totalis. Alopecia totalis, I sound like I'm talking Greek to you. Alopecia totalis is you lose hair all over your body. So if somebody comes into your life and they hear about Dr. Bob and say, well, ask Dr. Bob this question. What happens if you lose all the hair? That person is so stressed that they have sucked every bit of minerals out of their body. See, we live in a mineral deficient society, and I've seen that happen. I had one gentleman that was a steel worker that had alopecia arealis in an area. The whole side of his hair fell out of his head. He was an iron worker and he was going through a divorce. And I have seen kids in school, it's very common, kids in the back of their head, little spots, especially if you have a grandchild today that's losing hair and there's marital problems at home with the mom and the dad, it's affecting that child. Very, very, it's amazing what you can learn from the skin and the hair, isn't it? Okay, bruises on the skin. What could be causing that? Two things I'm concerned about. If you are taking any kind of blood thinner, if your skin is bruising, that is not healthy. If you're taking any kind of blood thinner. If you've been looking at the news lately, they're actually calling in heparin. Okay, it's rat poison. Okay? So if you're taking a blood thinner and you got bruising on your skin, that's not a good sign. What else can cause bruising on the skin is lack of vitamin C, capillary fragility. Now let me tell you what I observe as the best form of vitamin C. Are you ready? Red, yellow, and orange bell peppers. Not green. Red, yellow, and orange. I didn't say orange is. I said red, yellow, and orange bell peppers. I don't encourage anybody to use a lot of citrus. That's a whole nother story. You can watch my tape on winning the pain game. Women will get fibromyalgia if they do oranges. Try stuffing a red pepper or a yellow pepper or orange pepper and use chicken meat, brown chicken thigh and brown rice. And start throwing spinach in. Look at on the webpage and start adding spinach to your ground meat, especially the chicken, ground chicken thigh and breast. Oh, go to the internet, go to www.druglessdoctor.com, click on Dr. Bob in the Kitchen, and I have my stuffed burgers. Has anybody gone to see those? Stuffed burgers and meatballs? Excellent. Thinning hair in women. Now, you can say, what about men, Dr. Bob? Thinning hair in women. Like a woman has this nice set of hair, but it's thin. Low thyroid gland. Now men can have loss of hair for a lot of different reasons. A lot of times it can be just genetic, it could be male hormones, it could be high testosterone, low testosterone. I'm not here to talk about why men are losing their hair, except they normally need oil. Remember that study I told you that they did with laboratory animals? They found that laboratory animals will lose their hair when they don't have enough oil. What can you do for the skin? What food can you eat? See, Hippocrates said this, let food be your medicine, let medicine be your food. Carrots. Carrots are important for the skin. Beets are very important for the skin. Apples are important for the skin. But I'm going to share food with you that you need to stay away from. And it's the only food that has its own category in the yellow pages. It's pizza. You don't go to the yellow pages and type and look for hot dogs, do you? Pizza. You don't look for steak, maybe steak houses. So Dr. Bob, do I have a problem with pizza? No. Wheat depletes the body of zinc. If you have a child at home that has a passion for sandwiches, now I'm not saying sandwiches are wrong. You want to watch your bread, spelt bread, rice bread, but wheat depletes the body of zinc. If you have a child that has acne on their back, on their face, and they are addicted to pizza and sandwiches, whatever kind, and they eat white bread, just for a month, I will guarantee you that their skin will improve 50%. And if you add Celtic sea salt, and you give them some pumpkin seeds, what are the seeds for, Dr. Bob? Minerals. Minerals. Kids will get acne because they don't have enough zinc. So what organ do you want to focus on for skin? Liver and colon. Now, what's happened in the past, this happened in the 1970s, they gave a lot of kids antibiotics for their skin. Acromycin V in suspension was a very common one. Tetracycline was any kind of antibiotic for skin. That can plug up your liver. So it's a catch-22. Just remember what I said to you. Your body heals from the inside out. You can't put enough coal tar on psoriasis and think that it's going to heal. That's very significant. You see, medicine always is from the outside in, and me from a natural health care point of view is always inside out. So what supplements can you take to help the whole body? I mentioned a couple already. Dandelion root is for the liver. Probably one of the best for skin is an herb called yellow dock. 5 drops a day. The yellow dock helps the skin by helping the liver. We actually have an herb here in the office. It's also on the webpage. It's called skin and nail support. And we have some today. Skin and nail support, because they work hand in hand. That's why I did this half hour of health. The skin and nails are interfaced with each other. For your hair, your goal is to increase and help your thyroid gland function better. I have seen hair color turn around. I had a very close friend of mine years ago that had leukemia, and he totally changed his diet, and his hair went from white gray back to dark, and everybody thought he was coloring his hair, and he was not. He just changed. And I know that I have people in my family that have made changes, and their hair color was restored. So what food do you do for hair? Probably the best is iodine. All of you listening to me once again could take some iodine. I'm not telling you to go buy iodine today when we get to that point. And that's why in our practice today, you have the availability that we could do what we call an iodine